Hello. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today is our annual 2-month reading wrap up. So grab you a drink, grab you a snack, sit down, and let's get started because I'm about to go through all of my thoughts and feelings on the books I've read through March and April. Okay, starting off strong, we have the first book I read in March. I have my little book journal tracker thing. So if you see me looking down here a lot, that's why. But if you haven't watched my other monthly, 2 monthly, bi monthly reading recap, go watch it. I put the book, the rating, my favorite quote, and yeah. So number one is Love and Lodocaine by Kendra Hope. Funny thing is, this is still not out yet. This is my first ever ARC book that I received to become an ARC reader for. If you don't know what ARC Reader is, it basically means Advanced Reader Copy. Authors will send you their book so that you can read it and review it so they can generate early buzz before the release date. So, I also have a book on ARC readers if you want to become an ARC reader and all the information about my experience. So, if you're interested in that, go check it out. But this book, started it March 1st, ended it March 16th, which is kind of a while, but I think this is like a 400 and something page book. I read it on my Kindle. A lot of books were audio and Kindle these 2 months. The only paperback I read was this one. So I've definitely been doing digital these 2 months. But this book, no language, no spice. There is some trigger warnings, anxiety, workplace abuse, mentioned suicide, and a high stress car crash. So it was definitely a heavy book, but 5 stars. I rated this 5 stars. I posted my review on Goodreads if you want to go check it out. But it is so good. This gets released June 1st, 2026. And I'm literally speechless. The way the MMC could calm her down so easily, he helped her through panic attacks. I love, 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 love whenever the man helps the girl through a panic attack. So many twists and turns in this book. Also, the way he stitched up her cut is a new favorite thing of mine. New favorite thing for sure because um she tripped and fell and cut like up here, and he's a dentist so he knows how to stitch stuff, so he stitched it for her. Also, a little PSA, I am a little bit congested, so if I sound kind of crazy, that's why. Also, I love the way that the MMC spoke in Spanish. He spoke in Spanish at different times and called her different things in Spanish, and she's like, "What does this mean?" And so then he told her some of the things you just had to look up for yourself, and they never got mentioned in the book, which some people could get aggravated with that, but I actually thought that was really fun, and I really liked it. My favorite quote: "It's impossible for me to not feel something for you. So I'm sorry if my feelings are bleeding into actions, but that's because I can barely contain them." There was so many of these quotes in here. It was unbelievable. The next book I read in March was Just Friends by Haley Pham. This was released March 3rd, 2026. I picked it up on March 3rd, 2026. Then I read a good chunk of it, probably till like there. And then I went on a trip, didn't bring it, and so I finished it March 15th. No language, no spice. Trigger warning, definitely for grief because there I cried. This to me is like a literary fiction with a little bit of romance. And if you know Haley Pham or you watch her videos, that's her favorite genre. So only fitting for her to write something like that. So all I can say is wow, there were times I bawled. The lyrical writing was so profound. The comments about grief were sickeningly true. There wasn't a whole lot of romance, only every once in a while, but it was good. And the ending, chef's kiss. How Declan remembered everything and the birdhouses and the nickname. Love, 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 love. I love a good nickname. And he called her Little Bird. And if you can see, there's birds all over the cover. You'll get it if you read it. I devoured this book 5 stars, if you can't tell. I cried. I recently, well, almost been 2 years now, have lost my uncle, and that was the first big loss that I've ever went through in my whole life. And the things she said in here really like hit me. So I think definitely if you recently lost somebody, even if you've lost somebody through your whole life, this is gonna hit you. This book will hit you hard. Um but it's such a good book. I love the writing. I love the detail about the printing, which I know she didn't print this, but she did design it, and she wanted um the title heads, which I love. I love a good title head, and also I love if you have text messages in your book, I want you to put that extra effort into it, which I know it's not always about the author, it's about the publisher and what they can do. But I love the extra effort if you do the little text message bubbles like this. This one even has an emoji. Like, so good. Many people are saying so much stuff about this book, about how it's not good. Like she used the which I hate how they're giving her such a bad rap. And I've seen so many reviews. I actually posted about this on my socials because I was getting so mad at seeing reviews of this book specifically where they judged it because there was no spice. No spice for myself. One, I feel kind of attacked. And two, it is getting marketed as a clean romance. If you're not into clean romance, you do you. That's great. I don't judge. But don't judge a book because it has no smut or no spice. That it makes no sense. That would be like me picking up a literary fiction or a science fiction or something so off base and being like, well, wasn't this cute and fluffy and romancy? Because it's not the genre you pick up. Anyways, so sorry. So I love this book. Loved it. I am going to give it to my bestie. She's long distance, so that's why she hasn't got it yet. But she's going to read it. So good. The next book we read is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This was the audiobook, and I'm going to say I never read a fantasy before. And I'm not really big into fantasy or like Avengers type stuff. Like all my family watches Avengers, and I would be like, I don't want to watch this. Like, it just didn't pique my interest. So my sister in law read Powerless this past year, and she was like, so good. She loved it. And so then she's like, read it. You know, it's clean, it's whatever. She's like, I just don't know if you'll like it as much because it is a fantasy. So I was like, you know what? I'll try the first book. If I don't like it, 6 stars. I was sacked. When I tell you, I listened to a 14-hour audiobook in 3 days. So freaking good. So good. No smut. I'm not really sure if there's language. I can't remember. 6 stars. I loved it. Every part of it, the banter, the action, the chemistry, and also I thought I wouldn't be able to understand it because it's like a different world, a kingdom, all these things. But I immediately understood like every new twist and turns, how she was an ordinary and all these things, like I just got it. And so that's what I think definitely made me stay reading it. Um my favorite quote, I actually went to the library and printed it out because I couldn't write that much. What's your favorite color? I spent her, if only to give myself some time to think. I've never thought about what my favorite color was before. It never seemed important. Not until I looked into a pair of ocean blue eyes and realized that perhaps drowning was a beautiful thing. Not until I looked into a pair of fiery blue eyes and realized that perhaps burning was the plainest thing. Not until I looked into a pair of sky blue eyes and realized that perhaps falling was a peaceful thing. I never thought about what my favorite color was before because I hadn't seen one that was worthy of the title until now. That is blue, I say, my voice low. She's looking at me thoughtfully, studying me sincerely. I would have never guessed. Neither would I. I think that is the best quote I've heard in history. History of every romance book I've ever read. That takes the cake. Anyways, moving right along. Next, we jumped right back into it and went with Powerful. This was also the audiobook. No smut. I don't think there was no language. Trigger warning. 6 stars. I've never been so hurt. Up until the last second, I was screaming for someone to heal her. Emotional damage. I'm going to show you. This is what I was in the last 15 minutes of Powerful. I was not okay. My favorite quote, just count the stars, Dina. I could literally cry thinking about it right now. So we're going to move right along. Next is Before the Break by S.A. Cantrell. It's an ebook, just a little novella. No smut, no language. This was a multiple POV. I got this on a Stuff Your Kindle day. It was a cute little novella. It ended with a cliffhanger, so I kind of need to read the other ones, but it was a YA, so it was clean. But it was one of those high school romances where it can be a little cringy at times. And so take that into consideration. This was a 4 stars. Just because I liked it, I liked the multiple POVs. Here was my favorite quote. Ellie wasn't a prize to be won or something to conquer. She was the unexpected, the light in the storm. She was the brightest star, the first snowflake, something precious and beautiful and worth taking all the time in the world to admire, cherish, and love. So sweet. Moving right along, The Fire Between Us by Catherine Cantrell. Both had the same last name. I thought that was funny. Also got this on the Stuff Your Kindle day. Stuff Your Kindle day. No language, no smut. 3 stars. Only because it was good, but it was okay. It was just kind of repetitive, and I just at times wanted to slap the MMC. Like, straight. And anyways, because I don't even know if it's worth going into, but he basically wouldn't give up the farm. And she was like, if you could choose between the farm and me, because it was a second chance. I don't even care for second chance that much. But she was like, if you could choose the farm between me, which one would you choose? And he was like, well, I wouldn't have to. That I hate. Say, I would burn the farm. I would destroy the farm. I would kill the farm. I would cut the farm down if only I could spend my last breathing seconds with you. Anyway, my favorite quote: stepping into a place that existed because someone had loved me enough to build it in my absence. He built her a shed. Next one, rival darling Alexandra Moody. Alexandra? Alexandra Moody. No smut, no language, dual point of view, 5 stars. I was kicking, screaming, giggling. I love this book. So good at every part. I love Read. Read, darling. This is better than the movies. I said it. I said it. Favorite quote: I barely knew her, but already I wanted to do anything I could to make her smile. But we're going to skip to the last book because Grumpy Darling. That's how I was because I listened to this on audiobook. I was literally at times. No language, no smut. My review is I'm in love with Grayson. Pretty simple. He is the embodiment of a man that loves and yearns. Also, I love a best friends to lovers. Anyways, my favorite quote: I'll do anything for you. But he gave her a nickname because her name was Paige. And whenever he met her when he was 7 years old, he thought she was so pretty back then that he messed up her name and called her Pidge. So ever since then, he said, "Oh, I meant to do that," and has been calling her Pidge ever since. I'm not okay. So that took the cake. I love Reed, but I'm in love with Grayson. So those are all the books I read for March and April. We definitely have a slow reading month for sure. But all that being said, thank you so much for watching this video, this chaotic, confusing, silly video. If you have any other videos, any prayer requests, anything you want to put in the comments down below, if you just want to say hi, please do that. I love to interact with y'all. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a blessed day. You are wonderful, you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're awesome, you're smart, and you are worthy. You are worth it. Don't let anybody tell you that you're less than, or you're not adequate, or you're not good enough. Because you are just perfect. Just good enough. Just right where you need to be. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. I'll see you on the next time. Bye.